Hey guys, are we live? Yes, we are live. Welcome back to Tax City and Tax City Tech Live. If you guys are just joining us, it has been quite a busy one here today at Tax City.
Way too busy.
I believe we have like 90 something players on the field. It's a great Wednesday to come out and play. We did open early today at 3 p.m. as well here at TAC. So if you guys didn't know, Wednesdays we do open at 3 p.m. That is not just summer hours. I believe that is an ongoing active promotion. But we do open at 3 p.m. on Wednesdays. Anyways, also military and LEL play free on Wednesdays and Sundays. So if you're either one of those and you happen to have Wednesday off, want to get some game time in, with the early opening hours, that might be a great time to come by. Anyways, for everyone just joining, Tax City Tech live stream. Today we're going over the ESG and or Monk Customs kind of build platform, right? There's a couple different iterations of these that you guys will see in a second. But before that, I just want to preface, get our intro going, right? If you guys have any questions, obviously, if you've been here before, you know you can email us at taxcitytech@taxcityairsoft.com or call us during field hours and ask for the tech department. There's at least one tech here 7 days a week, right? So you guys should have no problem reaching us there, calling us. We do check the email pretty much every day. So if you guys have questions or comments on video ideas or a build list, email us. You know, chances are probably make an Evike shopping list for you and send you the link or something like that. Something along those lines. Anyways, today, like I said, just the Euro tactics. These have been growing in popularity for the last year and a half, 2 years, I want to say. With how many people have been through this tech department, I don't know if you guys remember Derek and everyone like that. I don't think that they were here when the Euro really kind of started taking off. If you guys don't know, it does pretty much resemble a paintball gun if I take the tank here and just go put it in. It's pretty much a paintball gun that shoots airsoft babies. The purpose of this is mainly for the guys that are playing SpeedQB, NSL, CSL, anything like that really, Syndicate, just to name a couple, right? If you're into tournament style airsoft, which is the thing now, and is growing every day, this is probably the build for you. It has purpose, right? With the small profile, it essentially is a Polar Star HPA rifle with a custom like regulator housing fitted to it, right? You no longer have the tank on your back. A lot of guys, I know when Polar Stars first came out, the biggest gripe was really running like the steel or carbon tank on your back and swinging into doorways, right, and smacking that against the wall, smacking it against a barrier, or having it just plain give you away. You know, your backpack a lot of times would stick out where otherwise it wouldn't. So a lot of guys kind of veered away from HPA for a while. I know I definitely got into AGs personally. I just like the convenience, right? My battery dies, I just go plug another one in, and I'm good to go. I don't have to worry. I don't have to worry about filming or anything like that, or filling my tank. Sorry, I don't have to worry about filling my tank or anything like that. In terms of playing, that's one less thing to worry about, and I prefer it that way. So, but I do own a Euro build. I own a couple actually, but I currently have one functioning. The one I have in front of me is built by Zach at Tax City here. He's one of our techs. This is built for a customer, Jack, if you're on stream. This is your gun. And yes, you did leave your battery here, by the way. This is built for Jack. He's one of the regular weekend players here. He's getting into SpeedQB. Requested that we turn his Polar Star, I believe it's a Jack, into a Euro Tactics. So he went and bought the ESG grip. This is their newest addition to that. This is the aluminum grip for you guys that are curious, right? I will have a 3D one to show here in a bit as well. But this is all aluminum CNC. This is very expensive. I believe it runs in the MSRP of about $300 if I'm not mistaken. If you guys want more accurate pricing, you can go on monkcustoms.com or Customs. AirTac does the uppers, but you can find ESGs on there too, I believe. You can also go on LA Kappa Customs for US, right? If you're in the US, they're the official Monk distributor, as far as I know, in the US. So you guys can go to them. They will have these grips. But the aluminum one retails at $300. I believe the 3D or polymer one, PLA one, retails at like $199, which might be a more affordable option for most people. The aluminum is nice though. It gives the gun some weight. It's very center balanced, right? I can kind of flick this thing around however I want to. And keep in mind that while doing this, keep in mind that it's a rifle, right? This is a Polish Star Jack. Takes M4 mags. You can put EPM 1s in this. You can rain down 250 rounds of just hell on someone with this. It's meant for tournament play. It's a rifle, but in a pistol form, right? Bringing the air system from your back down into the pistol grip, right? Honestly, I think is like the best thing to ever happen. It allows you to get really tucked in and planted with this thing, and you're able to still have the mobility of a pistol, right? You can get in the snake with this, you can get into the center X with this, you can get into the Dorito side with this and really snug up against one of those Doritos and just tuck this thing away in your shoulder and fire away. After using one, I find it is fun, right? It's different, I will say that, for those of you guys that reject conformity, so to speak. I can say I'm probably one of those people. If you guys do know me outside of work, if you guys have seen me out at Speaky Bee Night, I'm the guy always running a full length, like 9-inch rifle. I don't care. Reject conformity, right? I have a Euro, I enjoy it, but on the other hand, you know, there is some aspect of fun to just running an original 9-inch rifle. You know, that's kind of more me ranting, but definitely you'll still see people that don't really favor these, or maybe it's just not for them. I can say this may not be for everyone. I own both, and coming from playing a tournament kind of background, I do prefer having the Euro for tournaments, but I also bring my AEG out depending on the matchup, right? I will take one or the other. The Euro, I find that it's not needed for every purpose. Like, this wouldn't be something that you take out on like a Sunday, right, for a public play like at Tax City. This would definitely, I probably wouldn't recommend this for that day. It's a little too much. It's just not going to be fun, in my opinion. It might be fun for you, but I just think this has its spot as a tournament gun, is all I'm saying. It's a little more ideal that way, because you wouldn't really be needing the benefits that this offers in a public game, right? If you guys are just playing like a walk-on session, I probably wouldn't be using this, right? I wouldn't be putting shots into it and having to do maintenance on it later, right? And wear and tear and all that. I would save this strictly for most tournament applications. I've seen people play with them in public play. There's nothing wrong with it, obviously, but like I said, just me ranting, and personally what I see is just not for me is public play with this thing, right? It's a bit much, but it can be done. The main benefits of it is being able to get tucked into your barriers and stuff like that, and still being able to hold down like a lane of fire with a M4 mag, as opposed to before you're stuck with like a high kappa, right? Which now HPA adapters exist, but that's a completely different story, I believe, because now you have the line and the tank that you have to worry about, and that's just different. This is a all-in-one package, right? But like I said, this is the aluminum one we did for Jack. This has the carbon. I believe this is the Gen 2. It might be the Gen 3. I actually have lost track of how many generations of carbons they've done. I've seen the Gen 2s. I remember they have the window cut for the max on one side, if I'm not mistaken. Someone can correct me in chat or like in comments later if I'm wrong, but I believe this is the Gen 3. This has the double window, and this also has the AirTac Customs max hop-up, which essentially is just the max hop-up in black with AirTac Customs engraved on it. He does include the spacer for if it's an AG or a HPA gearbox drop-in, right? But since this was a jack, I believe it's using the AG configuration. This one is missing an end cap. We were waiting on the customer to bring that in for us. I believe he's getting an aluminum end cap. The things you need to look out for when you're getting into Euros and purchasing one, right? Maybe you reach the point where tournament play is viable to you and you want to take it a little more seriously. So you put some money down and you want to buy a Euro. So first things to look out for, receivers. The best receivers, in my opinion, for anything HPA, for the most part, is probably going to be like a G&G or a VFC, right? Those, most of the time, have the most baseline quality control and tolerance for the alignment of the actual HPA unit. If you guys are doing an FE, the VFC is probably the better choice. But if you're looking to do a carbon upper, you have to do, I believe, a G&G or like a Lancer. These uppers only fit G&G lowers. So if you already have like a G&G ARP9, this is the perfect upgrade, right? You buy a carbon upper and an ESG and you're done, right? Drop that on your HPA unit that's in your ARP9 and you're good to go. But that's what those are made for. But that's something to note when you're thinking about buying a ESG setup. Hey, what receiver do I have, right? Am I set up for this? What kind of HPA engine do I have? We generally recommend you do it on like a FE, right? There's really no point in doing something this in-depth and advanced and fancy on a jack, in my opinion. I know some guys do it on a F2.
A lot of guys use jacks, don't they?
Yeah, a lot of guys do use jacks. They are the budget option, but in my opinion and experience on the field, Fusion engine, because the jack, here's the thing, with the carbon upper as well, you're also getting very short and varying barrel lengths. Like, you're not getting a 363 barrel. This isn't a 9-inch or 10-inch rifle.
So you probably want like a red nozzle.
Yeah, you'd do like a Fusion engine with a red nozzle or a red poppet, or both. If you guys don't know what that is, this is the Polarstar's flagship premium HPA drop-in gearbox for an airsoft gun.
I think they call the F2 their flagship now, but the Fusion engine came before the Jack's F1.
Yeah,
F2, so.
The Fusion engine is the true flagship. The Fusion engine is the Lamborghini, or at this point the Bugatti, in my opinion. I mean, I don't know.
Porsche. GT3 RS.
Yeah, it's the GT3 RS of airsoft. Like,
daily drive it. Runs awesome all the time.
Anyways, you don't want to do the jack in most ESG setups, with few exceptions, right? If you're really on a budget, you can do it. I'm not saying you can't. It's physically possible, but it's kind of a downfall because the jack has kind of garbage air efficiency on shorter barrels.
And they're louder.
Yeah, much louder. So if you're trying to be quiet in the EX and you pop a shot at somebody in Snake 50, the whole field just heard you.
Can you explain what that means to our viewers?
So the X is a position on the field, right in the dead center, and then the Snake 50 is probably about 30 feet away from that, Garrett. Although you wouldn't know, all I see you playing is the home and just getting shot out half the time.
Bird. I don't play home.
What do you play? I forget.
I used to play back Snake, and I played back Dorito, and I haven't competed.
Shout out Black Sheep Airsoft.
Who?
Anyways, you really wouldn't want to do a jack for that reason. It's loud. It's got poor air efficiency on the shorter setup, right? You're not going to get as many shots out of a tank fill as you would on like a tuned FE, right?
Sorry for hijacking the live stream here, but couldn't you say that about anybody looking to buy a Polarstar jack for any kind of purpose?
You can, but the jack in most applications that at least I've seen up here in the tech department, most guys are coming up to either do it one of two. It's either in an ARP9, right? Kid wants a Polarstar, right? But doesn't have FE money. No, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, you're on a budget, right? Or we get guys that want a Polarstar jack inside of like a standard length carbine rifle, in which case it's not terribly bad. The air efficiency is there.
I wouldn't call it bad, as well. But I think I heard you earlier. You mentioned that for a dedicated something like this should be used as a dedicated tournament style gun. And for that purpose, it's better to not cheap out and go with something like a jack.
Yeah, there is that aspect to it.
That's fair.
I wouldn't cheap out. I would try and go for the Fusion engine if possible. Better second choice would probably be the F2. AirTac, the guy over at AirTac has pretty much done his research with building these carbon ESGs, and he's found the F2 to be suitable. So I would assume it's suitable. Maybe he knows something I don't, but they're suitable because he has the custom F2 on his website now. The F2 comes in red, but there is an AirTac edition of the F2 from Polestar that comes in black, right? And it's only available on AirTac. So I would assume that F2s are just as usable as an FE. They're pretty much almost the same thing, except one's a cylinder drop-in and one's a drop-in gearbox. The F2 is similar to the Jack, being it's a cylinder replacement in your AEG gearbox. But it does have, oh god, this chair just broke, I think. It does have dual solenoids. So I believe that makes up for like air efficiency and performance and things like that.
Do you want to know, well, how deep do you want to get with this right now?
You know, we can go into this debate all day, but in the general sense, like, I don't think cheaping out on a Jack is a good option for an ESG.
The Jack and the F2, or I'm sorry, the F2 and the Fusion engine are actually, they utilize different solenoids as well.
Right.
I think the F2 uses the same solenoid as the Jack and the F1 did, but it just has two of them. Whereas, and maybe it's because Polestar found a better option after the fact, but the original Fusion engine, they had Mac designed some, the solenoids that come inside them, there was one that existed on the market already, but Polestar got in contact with them and had them beef up the solenoid specifically for their engine use. So it's like its own specific, proprietary, unique solenoid that didn't exist until Polestar said to make these, which is cool. Also useless knowledge, but
shout out to Garrett.
They are different as well. So you might see different lifespans and different characteristics as far as which ones will leak over time quicker.
So am I, question,
Sure.
you have seen a lot of HPA units.
Yes.
You've been playing for a long time. I've been playing for a long time. Am I correct in kind of assuming the position that FE solenoids tend to last longer than the newer ones, like in the Jacks?
I don't really know. I've seen some Jack solenoids go bad pretty quickly, and customers have said, "Oh, I've only had this gun for so many months," but who knows how long it's been sitting in a warehouse or sitting on a shelf. I know that you can get a good, if you purchase a Fusion engine, you will get a good maybe 2 to 4 years of use out of it before you might need to replace the solenoids, which are not cheap as well. You know, usually
Yeah, I've seen nightmare.
$80.
I've seen nightmare stories with the Polestar solenoids.
And some people.
Brandon is joining the live stream. Hello, Brandon.
We're on stream.
Yeah, we are on stream. It's okay though. Say hi to the viewers. But anyways, getting back into the whole solenoid debate, in my personal experience, I've noticed the Fusion engine solenoids last a bit longer. They tend to take more abuse. The Jack solenoids and F1 solenoids, I have seen nightmares. Namely one involving, I believe when I worked at a different shop, I had a coworker. He's still a player in the scene. You guys might know him. He's on YouTube, obviously. Demo. Demo had his F1 at Extremetronics. His Sharkeisha, his Sharkeisha build. And this was when I worked over at Extremetronics, and we had that F1 open, I think, a total of 8 times within a week.
Well,
because
they don't sell the F1s anymore, right?
Yeah, they don't. But he had an issue. He had a brand new F1 unit that Polestar sent him directly, and his solenoid kept leaking.
F2 or F1s. The reason they don't sell them anymore is because there were issues with that unit that they just couldn't fix.
Yeah, his unit at the time, the F1 was the brand new like spangling unit that Polestar just came out with a new unit. We got to get our hands on it. Well, the F1 had a multitude of issues with leaking, and we couldn't figure out why. Dylan's kept leaking. We would keep swapping a solenoid, swapping the seals out, and it would still leak.
Yeah,
like I said, we had that gun open like I think 8 times in a week, and at one point he just gave up and bought a F2. And he's on to the F2 now. So
Funny also other piece of trivia for Polish Stars. The jack was actually something that Polish Star came up with while they were developing the F1. They found a cheaper and easier way to manufacture it, and so they actually came out with the jack first.
yeah, but that's what confuses me because the jack actually,
And it works better.
yeah, it's somewhat. I would take a jack over an F1 any day.
Well,
Any day.
I'm not even going to explain the difference between an F1 and a jack. But,
Yeah,
I
that's
think-
too much.
Remember Graham?
Yeah,
I think his worked for, and then Jerry's as well.
yeah.
Maybe.
Two lucky people with F1s.
Yeah,
Anyways,
roll
back
with
to the topic after ranting about HPA units, which is kind of important. If you're building a HPA-based tournament gun,
Buy a fusion engine.
yes.
Buy an FE. You won't regret it.
So this here,
If you're not playing in the tournament, then it doesn't matter.
yeah, this here that I've brought on screen, this is one of our employee builds. This is a Monk custom full ESG build. Everything on this gun from ground up is custom. It is by Monk. This receiver set, I don't know specifically which one this is. They have a couple lines. I believe, I just can't. It's on the tip of my tongue.
It says monk. Doesn't matter.
But yeah, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. They make a couple of different styles. Pick one you like. This one has a fusion engine inside of it, and then it's got the handguard with the front sight post. We've also got a 3D printed back cap here, which is kind of nice. It's got some stippling on it.
I see a max hop up unit.
Yeah. Max hop-up unit as pretty much standard with most ESG builds nowadays. This one actually has the 3D or polymer ESG grip on it. It does not have the aluminum. That is the only thing that is missing from this, I believe. And good God, Zach's alignment is off.
Don't blow the spot up on screen, bro.
No, I just saw this, dude. You gotta look at this. Look at the receiver gap, dude.
Well, that's less important than actually the nozzle alignment. No comment.
No, Garrett said no comment. Oh no. Oh no. Anyways, something.
Horizontally, it's perfect.
Yeah, horizontally it's perfect. So building these, you do any HPA unit that you build really. One thing you're gonna have to really pay attention to is nozzle alignment. The only way you can really check that, and it's kind of sketchy, unplug your gun, unplug the battery, and you have to look down the barrel with a flashlight. It's pretty sketchy.
Always do it with eye protection.
Yeah, do it with high pro.
Tax
Anyways,
tips. Keep it
for something like this, the retail, I know we mentioned the retail on the grips, but if you were to do like a specialty ground up build, as Garrett beats down on this SEMA over here,
I'm sorry, you're going to hear this noise for a little bit.
if you're going to do a specialty build like this with a full receiver set, right, you're not doing a carbon upper with a G&G lower that's pre-existing.
$2,000.
Yeah, this will run you a couple grand, or a grand. I've seen ones go up to $2-3 grand now.
Yeah, well, with if you're going to get the aluminum grips now, or if you get something like
Yeah, if you're doing like a full,
and that's including the cost of the regulator that's situated here in the pistol grip. I believe the Wolverine ones are the desirable ones. Polish Star ones work as well. I don't know for a fact. You'd have to ask Zach. Maybe Kevin knows. And then your tank as well. If you're getting something this light, you're not going to be putting a steel tank in this. You're going to be using a carbon fiber tank because you're worth it, and those cost a few $100s as well. The Ninjas are also a little more expensive than that.
yeah, this will run you way past $1 grand pretty quickly.
That's why you don't take this to go shoot rentals on a Sunday.
Yeah, it's just not the
You don't
gun
need
to
spend
do it with,
$2,000
right? You don't
combat machine and a Polish Star Jack and get the same results.
exactly. You don't take the ultra sports car, you know, just out in rush hour, you know. You don't go buy groceries with that thing. You don't take the sports car to go out in rush hour and sit in traffic, right? You know, you take it out to the track. This is kind of a speaky bee. Definitely, if you're spending this much on it, you're a pretty serious player, and you're probably taking this out to travel and compete, right, and have fun, obviously.
Which
so.
is not our viewer base on this live stream.
But
look at the thing you're not going to have.
Some of these I've seen run up to $2-3 grand. I know all the NSL, S2N guys over in Europe, in the UK. I've been in contact with some of them. I've seen some of their builds. Junkie, to be specific, if you went on his Instagram and looked at his most recent ESG build, there's no way that if I had to guess, I had to take a guess, that build retail had to be at least $2,000. He had Da Vinci, which is a Italian airsoft manufacturer. Da Vinci, this guy does like custom cut on bodies. So if you send him a body, he'll custom cut it and Cerakote it and do all this crazy stuff. And it's really flashy. Yeah, he had Da Vinci build him a receiver, which is essentially going to be along the same lines as these Monk receivers, right? You get a full receiver set, an outer barrel that is most likely carbon, a handguard that's carbon, and it all goes together with a HPA unit of your choice. This is pretty much as high as it goes. The only thing the build on screen is missing is a aluminum grip. I believe Zach, this is Zach's now, I think. He owns it now. He's probably replacing this with the aluminum grip pretty soon.
So that's what, 300, 400 bucks?
Yeah, that's a chunk right there. That's
as much as your tank.
Yeah, but
so
that
what
is
is
one
the
of those
advantage
builds.
that a build of this form factor gives you over like a standard replica gun for the tournament scene? Is it just being able to tuck in really close to the bunkers? Is that mainly it? Just like what do you call that?
Yeah, well, mainly
Maneuverability, I guess.
yeah,
Handling?
mobility. Like you can squeeze into places and still have the 250 round. Like you have an M4 mag. Yeah, I'm gonna squeeze into the tightest barrier I can find, probably at the 50-yard line, and just
Your gun's a little bit bigger than
rain down
an
hell.
HPA tapped high kappa.
Yeah,
And you don't have a tank on your back either. And you could run this thing with a remote line too. They make grips for it.
yeah, you totally could, but
I know the Aztec
don't
ones.
know anyone that does it.
Yeah, no, not really.
It's kind of, in my opinion, pointless. Like if you're gonna run a tank on your back,
Yeah, if you're gonna make a fake paintball gun, you might as well put a paintball tank on it.
you know. But moving this build off screen, I'm going to show you guys actually a build that I personally own. This build is probably going to be in pieces soon, but this will probably be the last time anyone will ever see it.
This is the entry level.
Yeah, like I said in my rant earlier.
Don't do this.
Don't do this, okay? It works. It works. It shoots beams. I shoot corner to corner with this, surprisingly.
You have the cheapest car at the car meet. It's embarrassing.
Yeah, pretty much. I have the Miata. Shout out Tanner.
You have the rusted,
Rusty Miata.
rusted 2006 Toyota Corolla.
Anyways, I built this like kind of on a whim. This was probably the most budget-friendly Euro tactics you could throw together. I was running my SSG 9-inch rifle at the time, and I got interested. You know, I've always played with a carbine as long as people have known me. If you play on Mondays at Tac City, you'll see me with a long rifle. Always. Almost always.
Yeah,
But-
SR-47.
Yeah, with that being said, I know I have a lot of friends, and playing SpeakyP, you meet a lot of people from different backgrounds, different teams, and getting to learn different play styles, right, and different cultures, or subcultures of the game, so to speak. And a couple guys have actually let me use some really nice Euro builds, right? And I got interested, but I never really, I don't know, I never had a reason. I just lately started playing a couple more tournament events, so I thought, why not, right? I'm going to throw some money in and get myself a build.
Okay, so we have to know, how does it compare? You play with the nice ones. How does this?
This is
Lancer
terrible.
body with
This is
carbon
terrible.
fiber barrel, and is that a jack in the inside?
Yeah, it's a jack. It's terrible. I got my hands on a fusion engine. That's how bad this was.
It made you buy the FU.
Yeah, I instantly, like, I had this for maybe 3 weeks. Turned around and said, "Give me an FE," right? I'm keeping I'm keeping the ESG. Obviously, this is the vital part of it. I'm getting rid of everything else. Getting a carbon upper and a fusion engine. This was just kind of it was kind of thrown together at the last second.
You got the fancy red toilet paper tube.
Yeah, no, if you guys want to see something funny about this, oh my God, I'm missing the tracer that goes in here. I don't know what part of my gear bag that's in, but I thought that was in my gun.
The integrated tracer.
Unless Zach has it. Zach was the last one to use this.
Next level.
I'm gonna ask him after the stream. Do you have my tracer? Anyways,
What's in my
if you guys want to see how bad this is, bro, like everything just comes apart. It's literally held in by. Okay, yeah, it's not even lined up right. First of all, yeah, as you guys can see, this was a very thrown together. Like I'm just saying or showing that you can. It's doable. If you wanted to, you totally could do this, right, and get it to work. Like that,
Yeah,
there's
you
no
know
issue
what?
there.
It literally just needs to be properly aligned,
Oh,
and it would
shoot.
probably be fine.
I may have just cracked the receiver.
Well, it's no big deal. It's a Lancer.
Yeah, but it's doable, right? I threw this
Don't do it.
together in maybe 2 days. We're actually at our 30-minute mark, but we started the stream late, so I'm gonna compensate you guys with a couple more minutes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take my max hop up out of this really quick.
That's the
on
most
stream.
expensive part of the build.
Yeah, honestly, this whole barrel setup was like, the max was like $70. The bucking was another 15. The barrel was like $60. Yeah, this max hop up is more expensive than this receiver. This receiver is $30 on a certain website. So, well, you know, I strongly believe that website is not something I can disclose on stream.
Kiss and tell.
Yeah. We don't kiss and tell here. It's okay, guys. You can come get your gun work done. We won't tell your tech that you cheated on them. It's okay. All right, this upper does not want to come off. I'm just going to give up. I will do that off stream. But anyways, this is just kind of to show that it is doable. I threw that together in 2 days before the Speed TV opening. I had a group of friends I was playing with, and I just thought, why not? Just throw it together. It shoots across the field. It's accurate. It has no air efficiency. I'm running a 68 cubic inch tank, and I'm walking up to the rental station trying to fill my tank every other game. Hey guys, can you fill my tank?
Pretty bad.
You know, like not.
What size tank were you using?
I was using a 68 cubic inch, and this thing was.
Really, 6845?
Yeah, look at this barrel. Like I'm just blown through air with this, and that was with. That's with my DP as low as it would go.
That's still functioning, right?
Yeah. So I didn't particularly enjoy this build, to be honest with you.
Was it loud?
It was loud.
Was it accurate?
It's accurate. It was loud, but air efficiency and honestly, I prefer the clicky FE
That's the best part about
trigger
the
board.
Fusion.
The Fusion engine has a clicky micro switch. This just feels like dead space. I couldn't get a rhythm going. I couldn't hold a lane. It was just weird.
If anybody here has ever played with a gun with a BTC Spectre in it, or if you've ever played with a Leviathan, you'll know those things have tactile micro switches that have a little bit of a click to them. The one in the Fusion engine is hands down the nicest feeling trigger on the market because it's got the nicest click by far, bar none. And that is also another reason why I think it's better than the F2.
Yeah. But this jack was really fun build, but it's just a show. You guys can do an ESG on any budget, right? If you're a budget player getting into the tournament scene, there's nothing wrong with running a budget-friendly setup like this for a couple months, right? When you're getting into it. Take everything that we said negatively about it with a more positive thought. Just keep that in the back of your mind, right? It's just some things to look out for when you're using a build like this. But once you get down to the Fusion engine level of things, everything kind of balances out. Once you get it tuned well, either by yourself or another tech, you'll have a lot of fun. But anyways, guys, I'm going to end the stream here.
Well, actually, I got one more question.
Sure, actually. Garrett's
What
got a
does the
question.
used market for these things look like? I have no idea. You would know more than I do.
The used market can be kind of volatile with these, to be honest, at the moment.
People want more money than they're worth.
Yeah, I would say,
Somebody would try to sell you something like this for what, like $950?
yeah, I've seen a couple Lancer jacks go for like $950, and I'm like, hey, man, I don't want to rain on anyone's parade. You know, you do you,
Does that come
but
with 2 tanks?
yeah, you know, it better come with some extras because
5 mags?
something like this, I would honestly say this would go for about $500 at the most.
Yeah. Well, it depends on how used it is.
If you guys ever
If it's a
have
jack.
questions about a used gun you're buying online, you can come in and ask us, man.
Or if you get tired of your Lancer Jack, what are these things called? ESG, Monk Customs. If you get tired of yours, you can sell it to us.
Yeah. But with that being said, be careful buying used things. Ask questions. If it's in a Lancer tactical body and it's got a Polar Star jack, and it's
Ask a lot
probably
of questions.
yeah, ask a lot of questions. Okay, it's probably not worth $900. But if it's in a nicer metal GMP body or something like that, you're probably safe.
Always test fire. Don't do trades unless it's face to face.
Yep.
By
Don't-
the way, none of these are real guns.
Yeah, and don't meet people in the parking lot of like a McDonald's or something.
No.
Come to Tac City.
Unless you bring your homies with you.
But anyways, guys, I want to thank you guys again for joining. My laptop actually might just cut out here. So with that being said, you guys have a good night. If you guys have any questions, please email us at taccityairsoft.com or call us during business hours at Tac City and ask for the tech department. Either Garrett, me, or Zach will be up here, or Max. Max is a new tech slash sales guy that is joining our department. So anyways,
Ooh, maybe we should have him stream.
yeah, we should. It's all love, guys. Take care.
Was that 40 minutes?
Yeah.
That's fun.
Then I'm gonna go take my time.
I think we had fun, right?
I had more energy because I had lunch and a Monster. When I came up here earlier, I was just like, dude, don't talk to me.
Hey, can you call this guy? Now you're over. Where's my wallet?
Yeah. What's his phone number?
I don't know.
You had a bunch of paperwork out, right? You had paperwork over here too. I didn't know.
Yeah.
This guy signed, right? The brushless, and then I don't know what this was.
Yeah. So can we turn autocorrect off? Because I put BAMF M4 and it corrected to BAMF.
But is that gun?
Yeah, this guy's signed. Yes.
Yeah, we're good. All right, cool.
If it goes
I'll
through.
call him. And then just a down is perfect.
And I fixed his little fucking spring.
Have you played with your high kappa yet?
Yeah.
You shot it? You play with it?
I played Sunday.
Oh, how'd you like it?
Cool. I was using it as my secondary, and I didn't get very many kills with it. That's just doing bad with pistols.
Maybe just
can't
that's
hold
just
it
not
steady.
your thing.
Like I'm holding my rifle in one hand because I have it slung, and then I react to it. I'm like, 1, 2, 3 goes left, hit the bunker, left again.
I'll tell you a story
just
about the
can't punch.
craziest pistol shot I've ever hit.
Yeah.
I was in the middle of the Speaky B side on a public
I didn't
night.
break the chair.
Yeah, it's okay. And I was shooting, and my rifle ran dry, so I let go of it like completely and slung it because it was on a sling. Let go of it, and this is when Zach gave me the Glock. This was last summer. Stock TM Glock 17 from like the X all the way to the castle. I saw this guy in the open, and he saw me drop my gun, grabbed it from the holster, one hand while swinging my gun away, and just
How far away?
like from X to the castle, and just put like 3 shots downrange, and I just hear, thump, thump, thump.
Oh, the middle X
Yeah.
on the south side?
Mhm. So I'm shooting under the ref tower.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, so with one hand and like iron sights, this dude's like in the castle, and I started shooting and unloading while I'm moving because I'm like, crap, I'm out of ammo, right? And I just hear, thump, 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 like mask sounds, and I hear this. I look back and I see this guy like raising his
You
hand.
did not hit him more than once on the move. One-handing a Glock.
I,
don't believe it.
it's on footage. I gotta find it, but it was the funniest thing ever because he walked past me and he's like, "You hit me square in the mask," and I was like,
Big clip, you little rapist.
"Dude,
Oh yeah.
don't call me a rapist."
I put the 75 in my Kappa, so now it's got a pink bucking too.
Did you get higher FPS with it?
I don't know, it's shooting like 336.
You did get higher FPS because when you chronoed, when I gave it to you, it was shooting like 320, 310. So it gave you
Was
a
it?
little bump. Yeah.
You used to shoot 340. What'd you fuck up?
Well, what? Damn. Damn. I walked into that one.
Nah, you're good. It worked great, by the way.
It's definitely more accurate because the
Some
barrel
of the
shrink.
mags, I think I need to just like sell them or give them to someone else and get fresh ones.
Why are they? I mean, I'll take them.
They're ones that had Jeremy custom valves on the bottom, so they're TM ones, but they don't spray out the side. And some of those, sometimes I'll put that mag in, and I'll just get gas spraying at the top. You'll notice on some of my chrome mags, they have black bases to them. So I swapped mine for his. Off his
You don't have to remind me about the Jeremy special mags.
So I have a couple Jeremy
He was-
specials.
he
I
was-
put gaskets on all of them.
He was
His
special.
light bulb blew up.
That's their fault.
Smells lovely down there.
Oh,
Skill
you have
issue.
cancer now, by the way.
Skill issue.
Oh.
We're just laughing at him.
Oh man. Hey Nathan, this is Kevin in the tech department at Tech City Airsoft. I'm calling about your EMG BAMF M4. It is all done from the downgrade. I will be on my break, but Garrett will be up here. You're welcome to come pick it up, man. Take care. All right. He's been called.
I took your 10 though.
I took my 30.
I already took your 10.
I hate you.
Thanks for holding down downstairs, dude.
No,
I thought we were gonna be trading doing a live stream.
nah. I mean, I knew I was going to be downstairs. I woke up at 9 and Peter was like, hey, the schedule got messed up. I'm probably going to need you. And I was like, hey, man, I got you. Like,
So we charged.
do what I got to do.
I should have charged this guy target.
What was it?
The guy whose gun I just did. Wherever I put it.
Oh, the downgrade?
Yeah, because it wasn't a quick change.
Doesn't matter.
We're gonna
Happens.
charge this guy 30. No, I guess that's up next because I don't have any fucking thing else to do.
Okay. I'll be back to help you clean up.
I was gonna look at this. I'll tell you when we're back.
Oh, just let me know now. I'm right here.
The T6 Polar Star. Or something. Oh no, it's not.
That's the that's the MCX guy, right? Yeah, same guy. Different gun though.
Yeah, so I
he's-
just found that in Zach's folder.
Yeah, he likes bringing his guns here.
Sweet. I like working on it.
Yeah, I guess he likes our work. So,
Must.
yeah.
I mean, low key, we're cheaper and we're faster.
Oh,
Everywhere else.
before I go on my 10, actually, I need to have a talk with you. Couple things, actually, but it's mainly Zach. Just want to make you aware. Let me think for a sec, because I remember the purple one. And okay, Zach has been. You remember when I started, and you had to give me the whole "don't rush it" speech.
Yeah.
Like you can't rush good work.
Zach's been rushing.
He returned a Polar Star to a customer, a very high spending customer. It's the African American dad with his son that's always up here. Older guy, the contractor. He's a really nice guy. He's shot the shit with you up here before.
Probably.
Yeah.
I'd recognize you if I saw him.
It was the one with the purple Polar Star.
Nope.
When I know you see a lot of faces and you work a lot, so you don't remember. Anyways,
Nope.
Zach returned that gun to his kid, missing a body pin, a center pin, and then it was unfinished. He didn't finish drilling the plate for the IGL.
Hey, you know that purple carbon upper
That's-
ESG?
That's the gun I'm talking about.
Oh, that's his. Yeah, he didn't give the kid his gearbox back either.
Yeah.
The guy that's playing here today, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is the gearbox in there?
I don't know.
Okay, I will ask Zach about that.
The G&G gearbox with the top shaved off.
Yeah,
He was
'cause-
asking me about that. I said I gotta get with you about that. Thank you for
Yeah.
reminding me. Yeah.
They, anyways,
That's unacceptable.
yeah. Zach's been rushing, and then Zach.
He's doing a lot of work, and
I respect.
some of it's good, but yeah, slow the fuck down, dude, and stop losing shit.
Yeah, because he returned it to the kid with no body pin, no back body pin, no center alignment pin.
You can't be sloppy.
It was not aligned.
Yeah, I had to fix an alignment today too.
That was also Zach. That AirP9,
He said
where you
it
had to
wasn't
drop the
me.
max
He said
trigger
it
in.
wasn't me.
Yeah, where you had to drop the max trigger in.
Yeah, instead of the speed trigger.
So
I-
that
did I
gun
do it?
too. No, that was Zach.
I don't think I did any fucking Polar Stars.
Zach signed off on that. He signed that.
Yeah, he
He did. You know what else was wrong with that? You know the AG speed trigger the guy accidentally got? It was on the paperwork. I have the paperwork. It specifically says tuned to a hair trigger, right? Guess what? Zach put the gearbox together and didn't tune it.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, it's like the small things that you gotta, because now we have to
can't-
open up the whole gun again. And I ended up, luckily, I upsold him the trigger. And I was like, hey, you can adjust this from the outside. And he's like, oh, I'll cop it. And
Yeah,
you
because
guys
he came
just put it in.
upstairs really wanting a max trigger.
Yeah.
I'm like, are you sure? He's like, yeah. Are you
And
sure?"
he mentioned
Yeah.
that he talked to me, huh?
No.
Yeah. Oh, well,
Maybe he did, but he
I
for
told
sure
him to
wanted a
just come
max.
up and see you and then get a max trigger.
And I was trying to tell him, like, are you sure you want to buy a
Yeah,
max?
I told him to get a max.
Okay.
Upsold him because you can
Take
adjust
a break. I'm gonna need your help cleaning up.
adjust it from the outside. But yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to let you know. But that purple polo shirt was pretty fucking bad. Like the alignment was like, I was like, and then I asked Zach, and I was like, did you align this? And he goes, yeah. And I was like,
Did you check?
yeah. And I was like, did you check? And he goes, yeah. And I'm like, how the fuck did you check with no body pin in and no center pin when you gave it back to the kid? I was like, that is sloppy work.
I've
We
given
don't do that
back
here.
1 or 2 Polar Stars that have been missing a body pin or two, but that's on purpose because it wasn't
Yeah.
aligned properly and it wouldn't align.
But on a expensive build like this, like no, you know.
Unless it's
What's up, Brandon?
necessary,
I
you
have
get
2
it back
things
on.
for both of you.
Yes.
Sure.
Number
I
one,
recognize
there's an Asian lady, tall Asian lady, who I guess they dropped their gun off for a downgrade today. I don't know what you guys told them. She just wanted to see if it was going to be done today. She doesn't expect. I think she just wanted to ask.
It might be that one.
Maybe.
I just called them. Yeah.
You know about this?
Yes.
Please fix it.
Wow.
So they put the battery in, and it sat in there for a minute or two, and then he ran through the lobby, and almost set off my fucking fire sprinklers. They didn't even get to play with it.
Was it a
So,
LiPo?
yes, but I'm wondering, are these on the right poles?
Yes.
Because my understanding is basically once they tried 3 different batteries, all they got was a when they tried the triggers, and then it set for a minute. And
Yeah. See, I couldn't plug
I can
the
smell
vertical
it.
one into the horizontal.
you smell it, right? So I mean that's the biggest lipo fire I've seen yet. But the fact that they plugged in 3 batteries before one of them like caught on fire, I don't know what it is.
I have a feeling it might have been a bad rabbit. It's most likely.
I tested it up here with
Yeah.
some of our nickel metals, and it worked. If this thing doesn't have a MOSFET in it, which I don't think it does,
So
I don't know if it's our fault or not.
So here's where I'm at on it. I'm not sure either, but at this point it's so highly coincidental that I can't say it's not our fault.
No, I understand.
There's nothing that can sell that, so we need to get them taken care of.
You know.
I don't know if we can fix that today or if we
No.
gotta take it.
Absolutely not.
Whatever it takes, I need to know what that is to fix it, and then
Obvious.
we'll communicate. Customers downstairs, can I send him up here so we get some
Yeah,
paperwork?
Of course.
on
We
it?
talked
Yeah.
to Ryan.
Okay, so I'm gonna send him up here, and then I will figure out.
I have his paperwork up here. We can call it back in for a warranty.
Yeah,
That one,
5320. So I'll go look, and if not,
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell this lady it's probably 10 days out on a change. Okay.
yeah.
Just to keep her from up here, but it's probably
If
hers.
it's not the
Yeah.
VFC, then that one's not.
The VFC, I told him 10 days. All right, I'll see if this is it. But she's gotta come pay and stuff. So.
Gotcha.
All right, let me find out.
Yikes. So that was the lipo fire. Eee.
So it was my fault. No, it wasn't though.
You tested it. You didn't pull a Zach. You know
So
Zach
the- so
has
wait,
reversed
so
it.
Check it out. Check it out. So he had these on it. I know you need to take the break, but he wanted to make a quick disconnect because of the stock. So he soldered these in. We thought that this was just making it suck because it wouldn't even like cycle on a battery. So we took this out because maybe electrical efficiency.
It could be like his.
So it's shorter, and I put a Dean's plug on it. That's it.
I mean, what else could? I mean, could his trigger contacts be fucked?
Yeah.
And it arced and set a battery on fire?
Yeah. Absolutely. That's what I think happened.
With how it smells, yeah, because that smells of like that current ran through the whole gun.
Yeah, I mean his insulation melted here on his wires.
Yeah,
Wow.
so that went all the way through. I don't know. I trust you'll take care of him. Obviously, there's nothing wrong with that. Hello, picking up.
Yeah, well, wasn't sure if it was ready. Is that the same one?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Let me grab
We
the
actually
paperwork.
just gave him a call probably about 20 minutes ago.
Oh, okay.
I don't know where I put the paperwork. Oh.
Had to shoot him 3 kills.
Thank God.
I have no idea.
Alright. I just need a signature.
Oh, okay.
Anything less than 350 and hurts.
Oh, he already signed. Okay, you're good to go.
Everything's good?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah.
You guys are on your way out of here?
I'm still waiting for him to be done playing.
So hurry up. I think.
Yeah, pretty much.
Let's go, kid.
Do you guys need this?
No.
No, you can toss it. Yeah, thank you. sweet. No, yeah, I trust you'll take care of him. But that's crazy, bro. I've never seen that happen. I've seen Zach do it. Zach,
Hi.
reverse.
That's the first time I've ever seen a LiPo explode like that.
It's not my fault.
I have no idea what happened, to be honest. He just plugged the battery in.
electrically inefficient before I put it certain wire.
I'm not blaming you, to be honest.
No worries. We'll take care of you, though.
Smells horrible.
Oh, dude, he came
I don't want to work on this.
He came around the corner and it was good, and then all of a sudden I just see a
Smoke?
nice white
It's still
ball of
warm.
smoke. Yeah, there was a nice white
What?
ball of. Yeah, it's still warm. The battery exploded in there.
We tried like 2 to 3 different batteries.
He
and
just hightailed it outside.
He
On
was
the
doing
I
the
dude,
same
I
thing where
ripped
it
it
was
out of
like-
his hand and
yeah.
I ran out the front door and I threw it into the ground because I'm like,
It was doing the same thing. It was like,
yeah.
yeah. It needed a MOSFET.
Yeah. There is a chance that there was a underlying issue with like the trigger contacts, the mechanical switch, that could have caused that to happen.
I'm gonna
But
call it Dell.
I don't
and
know
yell
if we
at him.
can find out in how much time.
I'm gonna call it
but-
Dell and yell at him. Dude,
He took the easy route. He said, "Fuck this guy."
Yeah.
Oh man,
yeah, he did.
genius!
You son
But
of a
Jesus
fuck.
Christ.
Well, see, that's a different stock too, and it still had the same hole in it. So even the original stock that I had for this gun, it had the same hole.
No, this.
No. So this was meant for the original contacts that are supposed to go here and here or something.
Yeah.
But he cut. Somebody I got this upper from cut this hole out. But on the original stock, the same situation happened. It was just all of this was missing.
Well, I've done the
Oh.
SEMA ones, and they have a hole down here for the wires to go through, and you don't have to.
Yeah.
Wow, that's genius. But wow.
Oh,
Yeah, you know.
I need fresh air, but even fresh air ain't helping right now.
All right, I'm gonna walk downstairs and smell how bad it is. I'll be back.
Oh, dude, go into Alpha.
Your 10 starts now. I'll see you at 8:40.
I can. It's